Oh, I know it's Storm's man. Now I believe it.
I think it's not here. Yeah.
No problem, they haven't given us a haggis.
Snicker line.
Do you want me to
Go find the haggis.
I'll go and find a haggis.
One of the lads. Can't do the haggis without the haggis. Pick one of the lads and
alright.
start snapping.
Bear with me 2 seconds, I need a haggis is quite an important prop in this, as you see. Sorry about that.
Just in time.
Right, so this poem is called To a Haggis, one of Robert Bowen's most famous works, to one of Scotland's most famous foodstuffs. This beauty here. Right. As I say, you may not understand all of this, but I'll try and make it clear to you. Fair for your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, aboon them all, you tak your place, page, tripe or firm, well are you worthy o' a grace, as long as my arm. The groaning trencher there ye fill, your hardies like a distant hill, your pin would help to mend a mill in time of need, and through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dight, and cut you up, be ready slight, trenching your gushing entrails bright like any bitch, and then, oh what a glorious sight, warm reeking, rich. Then, spoon for spoon, they stretch and strive, deal tack the hindmost, on they drive, till all their wheel-swallowed kites belie but bent like drums. The old good man mislike to rive, the thankit hums. And is there, or his French ragout, or olio that would stow a sou, or fricassee with macar spew, the perfect scholar looks down with sneering scornful view on such a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a withered rash. His spindly shanks, a good whiplash, his neve a nit. Through bloody flood or field to dash, oh how unfit. But, mark the rustic haggis fit. The trembling earth resounds his tread, clap in his whaley neve, a blade. He'll mack it, whistle, and arms, and legs, and heads will sned like tops of thistles. Ye powers who make mankind your care, and dish him out your bill of fare. All Scotland wants nae skinking wear, a jops and luggies. But if you wish a grateful prayer, gear a haggis. Thank you. And right now, this is my portion, but you can also run.
Can you run fast enough?
It's a tradition in Burnside to have what we call the address to the lassies, the ladies. So Owen has prepared a speech.
Bravo.
We are the ladies.
Without further ado.
Lassies. Thank you.
Would you like some gin to
I have some whiskey
make
actually.
you
I've come prepared.
Yeah.
How to start? Lords, ladies, gentlemen. Forgive me if I have to look at my notes actually. Lords, ladies, and gentlemen, especially the ladies. Drink lots of whiskey and see how it goes. Sorry, it's my notes of myself. Rapturous applause, also on my notes. Thank you. Well, this won't take too long. I've been spending the last couple of days probably overthinking this, and if you go around Google looking at how people do these kind of speeches to the lasses, it's possible to kind of get it badly wrong, and there's a few YouTube videos of people being really sexist. So I'd like to take this opportunity to assure the ladies that there won't be any sexism in this. It's, we're way past that. It's 2015, women are smart now. Almost got away with that. Thanks, ladies. Like patriarchy. But I'm humbly aware that I'm not an expert by any means on speaking, on lasses, on speaking to lasses. So I thought I would take the advice of someone in this room who knows a thing or two about speaking to lasses. And Cher wasn't around, so I had to ask Albert. Albert was very good day, so don't worry, mate. I'll give you some notes. I'll tell you everything you need to know about women, everything I've learned over all my years.
That does sound like Albert.
I have, it's not going to help. Everything that Albert knows about women amounts to a crudely drawn and not anatomically correct picture, so I'll have to leave that and go with someone who maybe does know something about women, which is Burnsy himself, Robert Burns, Rabbi Burns. 13 children he fathered, 2 sets of twins by 4 women, only 1 wife, between the years of 1785 and 1796. Yes, Wikipedia has been my friend over the last couple of days. But he only had 1 wife, and as it's customary to do a little bit of Burns at these things, I thought I would read out his own words about what he said about his wife. Oh, I'm a wife, she dang me. And after me wife, she banged me. If you give a woman all your will, good faith, she'll soon o'ergang ye. And I think translated into English, it basically means that she kicked his ass. And I did think that was a kind of a good place to start, because it seems that since Burnsy's time, we've made a lot of progress. The women's cause, like only 100 years or so ago, women didn't even have the vote. 100 years ago, women were like chaining themselves outside the gates of Parliament and jumping in front of the King's horse, and it's just like 100 years, great progress, which is something worthy of a toast, and it's probably about the same amount of time as I'm going to need to prepare for my black belt grading. So 100 years, thank you, ladies. You know, with those timescales, you make me look really good.
Yeah.
You can do the panel. But these women that us men folk are lucky enough to see in front of us tonight, they're not the women of Burnsy's time, they're not the women of 100 years ago. Great though the suffragettes were, I'm sure. The women we see in front of us are more kind of like a truly Celtic race, a kind of fierce, red-headed, red-blooded, red-belted. And Burnsy, red is a good colour for Burnsy. Red, what's red like a red rose? All of that. And all that. And all of that. But the women of Burnsy's time, they were frail little creatures, pinched at the waist, corseted housewives. I feel, as I look upon these gorgeous creatures, that we don't have those kind of women in front of us tonight. We have, in my mind, fierce warrior women. The women of Karate Shinboku Kai are a warrior species. And I think, in my mind, you're kind of like Charlie's Angels standing on an hillside. Okay, well, maybe not up and down the hillside. Maybe like a dusty beachhead in the Isle of Wight, something like that. The KSK women are certainly a warrior species, and red-headed, red-tempered. I feel that they are kind of like, in the best Celtic tradition, warrior women like Buddha Seer, or independent women like Beyonce. So I think to conclude my toast to the lasses, I'd like to sum up with some words from Burnsy himself. Getting a bit more Scottish is coming out. Burnsy, great ladies' man. Maybe, in an independent Scotland, were we ever to see one, he'd be the First Minister for Population Development. So, for Burnsy, who knew these warrior women well, smiles, glances, sighs, fears, flirtations, airs, against such a host what flinty savage dares, when awful beauty, with all her charms, who is so rash to rise in rebel arms? Gentlemen, be upstanding and join me in a toast to the lasses.
Lassies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo.
from Gabriella to give the reply to Owen's excellent speech. Gabri?
Bravo.
I'm not really sure I will be able to stand up, so if you sit down. Okay? So, God. My lord, ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, our Scottish folks, because now there are 4. I wrote for 1 because I thought you were the only one. Instead, there are 4. So, and everyone else who is still trying to understand what was in the haggis, actually. Instead, you're accustomed to that. But anyway,
What was in it?
it's my pleasure to attempt to deliver what is known as the reply to the toast to the Lassies. Traditionally, women were not even invited to occasions such as this, let alone allowed to stand up and air their ways. However, as you men know, women will always fight to have the final word. Why would we come to karate otherwise? And so, on behalf of the fairer sex, here this evening, and to maintain that age-old tradition of having the final word, I will do my best. When I was asked to represent the Lassies tonight, very weird, I think that was the only one who said yes.
Probably.
Anyway, I was wondering why on earth would they choose a non-native speaker with such a strong Italian accent? As Albert always tells. Anyway. But,
Have you started speaking?
yes,
I'll deal with him.
but then David has got this brilliant idea to gin me, then it will make my speech even worse.
Better.
Better.
Better for everyone
Thank
else.
you. Thank you. But then, come to the topic. But it came to my mind that having someone with a broad and rich vocabulary to reply to a toast of this gentleman here would have been like shooting apples in a barrel. That's the reason they choose me. But anyway, years have passed since Robert Burns wrote about women, and we fought and conquered many things. The right to vote, the right to divorce, the right to change our mood every other minute. Actually, we always had that right, to be honest. Anyway, we also have the right to do the same number of push-ups.
Yeah! Would have avoided that.
Good one. But there is a difference between how men and women do things. For example, take cooking, for example. When we cook, actually, I should have said when the majority of women cook, but as you might know, definitely cooking is not my thing. But anyway, when women cook, we keep an eye on the fire, we filter the gravy, we talk with our friend over the phone, we mentally rehearse our next kata.
Hey!
All this while we're planning the next day's schedule most of the time. When men cook instead, the door is closed, the phone is disconnected, if you have a dog, it's outside, and the sink is full of pan and pans just for an omelette. Terrible.
Have you seen Laura cook?
Yeah, she's an exception actually. Have you seen he's cooking?
Who does the washing?
Let me sit down for a second. Okay, where were we? Now, yes. Now, Robert Burns, he was a real man. He was a gentleman. I read of this actually. I'm not really sure because I never met him. But anyway, he would caress his woman with wonderful words and rhymes. Maybe if you can understand those. If you can't, anyway, you presume so. So I wonder nowadays how many men know what a bard is. Do you know what a bard is? Do you know? Reply.
Yeah.
Do you know a bard?
Yeah.
Yeah. A poet. Yeah, because he's Scottish, so he knows things.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count, exactly. So, all I ever see in this congregation of ours is men caressing their phone or the biceps.
The abs of the man.
Or the
I'll move
abs.
down.
Okay. Anyway, gentlemen, I believe your frontal cortex are now craving for your beer or whiskey or something else, or your gin, by the way, and your attention I lost, unfortunately. So, Lassies of the room, I invite you, to stand up. Oh wait, I lost my okay.
Oh,
I
come
invite
on.
you to stand up and raise your glasses to those gentlemen in the room without whom we would never be broken-hearted, but without whom we would also never love or be loved so kindly. So, to the lasses. The ladies! Laddies! Sorry,
Lassies.
laddies. Sorry, laddies. Hello?
Lassies.
Laddies. You need to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Now I know it's Burns, man. Now I believe it.
I think it's not here. It's not here yet.
No problem, they haven't given us a haggis.
Snicker line.
Do you want me to
Go find the haggis.
I'll go and find a haggis.
One of the lads. Can't do the haggis without the haggis. Pick one of the lads and stop.
Bear with me 2 seconds, I need the haggis is quite an important prop in this, as you see.
Just in time.
Right, so this poem is called Two Haggis, one of Robert Bowen's most famous works, to one of Scotland's most famous foodstuffs. This beauty here. Right. As I say, you may not understand all of this, but I'll try and make it clear to you. Fair for your honest sonsy face, and cut you up, your ready slate, trenching your gushing entrails bright, like any bitch, and then, oh what a glorious sight, warm reeking, rich. Then, spoon for spoon, they stretch and strive, deal tack the hindmost, on they drive, till all their wheel-swelled kites alive are bent like drums. The old good man mislike to rive, the thankit pums. And is there, or his French ragout, or olio that would stow a sou, or fricassee with macar spew, the perfect summer, looks down with sneering scornful view in such a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a withered rash. Great chieftain o' the puddin' race, aboon them a', you tak your place, page, tripe or firm, well are you worthy o' a grace, as long as my arm. The groaning trencher there ye fill, your hardies, like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend a mill in time of need, and through your pores the dews distill, like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dight,